Here we go.
There you go.
All righty. So I'm going to step away for a minute and get this started. I so apologize. Oh, shoot. Dang it. Okay. Here we go. First of all, I have some District 8 updates for you. Club presidents, please remember to submit your club officer information to both Zonta International and to District Governor Jeannie. We need that information as we move into the next biennium, so please remember to send it to both places. Most of you, I hope, know about the District 8 Membership Dues Relief Fund. That's something the board did in mid-April in response to COVID-19. If any member needs assistance with your dues, funds and contributions will remain open through the end of this biennium and into the next biennium. And as Barbie was showing you, zonta.org, log into My Zonta. If you have a new address or email address or phone number, please update it in your profile so that we have the current information for you. That's the best way that the district remains in contact with you. So we need your help with that. All right. Just want to go over the mission of Zonta International is a leading global organization of professionals empowering women worldwide through service and advocacy. And we have all been celebrating the 100 years of Zonta. And I know many of us were looking forward to celebrating the big finale in Chicago at convention. And if you're like me, I'm a little disappointed that that's not happening. However, things have certainly changed, and we have to be nimble as we move forward. A woman who is empowered is a woman who can change the world. And I think we've seen that exhibited in many of the activities we do in our clubs. And I just wanted to highlight share a picture of the Zonta Club of Anchorage giving roses on March 8th to a group of women who are in recovery, substance abuse recovery, and they're empowering women every day. And reaching out to them was really joyful. Over the years, members have asked why they joined Zonta and why they stay a member. And I believe the answer to both of those questions are basically the same. I think Barbie did a great job of kind of expressing that. People are drawn to the mission of the organization. They want to make an impact around the world. And the fellowship and friendships. I mean, I've made so many friends in this organization and connections, and certainly going to different workshops and conferences and international convention. Those friendships are long lasting and keep me coming back. Certainly our advocacy and service projects are another reason that people are drawn to Zonta and stay in Zonta. We love to give back to our communities. And like Barbie talked about, are the leadership opportunities that are available to us both through workshops like this, attending convention and conference, and the leadership development program on zonta.org. And the really great thing about those modules is they're short, they're 10 to 20 minutes, so it's easy to zip through a couple of those and gain knowledge. So if you haven't checked that out, I encourage you to do that. And reviewing Zonta International's vision, Zonta International envisions a world in which women's rights are recognized as human rights, and every woman is able to achieve her full potential. In such a world, women have access to all resources and are represented in decision-making positions on an equal basis with men. In such a world, no woman lives in fear of violence. And certainly our Zonta Says No to Violence campaign is something that we take part in every year. And I know right now, I've read many reports that domestic violence is escalating due to physical distancing, spending more time in their homes with their abuser, and we are needed more than ever, and try to stop that. So we all recognize this masked face as a new reality, and because we're physical distancing, we do need to be nimble and creative in our endeavors. This is a worldwide pandemic, and we have technology that we can use to help us stay connected as we navigate. We hope that we'll stay positive as we try and fit the puzzle pieces together. And just a few quotes here. I don't know exactly what's next, but I'm stepping forward with grit and grace. And creativity is inventing, experimenting, growing, taking risks, making mistakes, and having fun. And I think having fun is really important during this time. So how can we stay connected while we're physically distancing? Well, here's a couple of ideas. And I know some members aren't totally technologically savvy, and how can we help them understand that really seeing each other's faces helps in that feeling of connection during a time of physically isolating. So you can convene your regular business meeting, your installation of officers, your club retreats, and please invite your district board to attend those. We'd love to join in. You could host your monthly book club. You could host a virtual happy hour and share a toast with your fellow members and just have a casual conversation. And this is the perfect time to invite non-members to join us. You can host an introduction to Zonta, sharing your screen once you know how to do that. You can show videos that are on the Zonta website and really promote our wonderful organization. And you can just host a how are you doing coping with isolation meeting. And again, I want to encourage everyone to have fun. And if your friends or your members don't have access to Zoom or an online platform, start a phone tree, stay connected with them, and really let people know we're still moving forward. Zonta is still in business. We just need to be flexible in how we're doing that. And if you come up with a creative membership recruitment idea, share it on the district Facebook page, or if you're continuing to do projects, share your story on the Zonta International website. You can still host a program meeting with a community expert via Zoom and have them as your guest speaker. And finally, eClub, District 8 eClub is still going. We're still working on that. If you know anyone that might be interested in joining us, that's the second Tuesday of each month at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And our next meeting is May 12th. And this is a worldwide pandemic. Our brother and sister Zontians around the world are weathering the same storm. And as we talk about reflection, let's think about how we can come out of this stronger and better. What lessons can we learn from this? Is there something different that we need to be looking at? What new skills will we acquire? I'm learning every day how to make technology work. How can we expand our network and gain new members? How can we help our own members in need? Have we checked in with everybody? Is everybody okay? Do they need food? Do they need groceries? I know some members are helping others get to doctor's appointments. And in what ways can we be more compassionate? I really believe compassion and patience are primary right now. We still have a lot of work to do. We need our Zontians to carry forward our mission. And I thank you, each and every one of you, for being here and for all the work you do for Zonta, on behalf of Zonta. And I'm going to switch gears now to look forward a little bit to the 2020, that is so hard to say, 2020-2022 biennium. I was brought to Chicago in February for incoming governor training and met with International President-elect Sharon Langenbeck and some staff and trainers, and got training, which was absolutely fantastic. And Sharon shared her theme of transitions, changes, and new opportunities. And this was before COVID-19 really hit the worldwide pandemic level. So it's very appropriate. And she was thinking more about how we transition from the past 100 years to the next 100 years of Zonta moving forward. And the biennial goals for 2020-2022 build on Zonta's past successes, strengthen our commitment for women's equality, and acknowledge today's rapidly changing world. Our founders provided a vision for women to achieve equality. In order to achieve our goals, Zonta International must be viewed as an organization of choice that people believe is worthy of the investment of their personal time and resources. Zonta needs to stand as a global community that engages in meaningful conversations and works to better the lives of half the world's population. So there is no convention, we know that. However, the International Board and staff are working under emergency provisions in the bylaws and are working even the last couple of days to figure out how to conduct the important business of Zonta. And what we do know is it will not be a virtual convention per se. It is still being planned over that first week of July. It is open to every member of Zonta, but it will be, different topics will be presented in different ways. Some of them will be via Zonta Talk conference calls. Other items might be sent out for people to read. It's a work in progress, and I know they're all working very, very hard to make it happen. I do know that there will be some type of virtual installation for the new international officers, board members, and governors. That's what I do know. And we have a leadership call next week, and we'll share the information as soon as we get it. Clubs presidents have received the club mailing, and delegates and the alternate need to be turned in, as well as that officer information form, in order for each club to be credentialed. There will be a span of time for delegates to vote on new officers and board members. They'll be voting on bylaw and resolution changes, the international service projects, the budget, etc. So as soon as we get more information, we'll share that with you. So I just want to go over the goals for the upcoming biennium. First goal is regarding programs and projects. And these 4 goals for our programs and projects will increase our impact and effectiveness in helping women and girls. Zonta's pilot Women in Technology Scholarship will continue, and that will be awarded in 2021. And they're going to assess the first and second rounds of the awards, and then recommend what should happen at the convention in 2022 with that program. They're going to study the YWPA Award and the J.M. Klausman Women in Business Scholarship programs, and they'll make recommendations for the future of these programs prior to the next convention. education and eliminating violence against women are our service projects. And ZI will publish statements on issues impacting the lives of women and girls, such as human trafficking, climate change, and other topics as we work for improvements for women and girls in all facets of life. Advocacy work focuses on raising awareness of women's rights and has lasting impact when laws are changed. The Global Zonta Says No to Violence Against Women campaign provides an opportunity for advocacy and gives aligned visibility to Zonta in the community. And Zonta's voice is heard locally when clubs participate in advocacy actions, and clubs are encouraged to participate in at least one advocacy activity each year. I know later on this afternoon, Catherine Cleland will be presenting the Stopping Child Marriage Public Service campaign, so be sure to listen in for that. We're moving forward with that. Goal number 2 is membership. Successful implementation of these 3 goals related to membership will maintain Zonta's visibility locally and globally. Zonta International districts and clubs will work together to focus on membership retention. And membership retention includes maintaining the clubs in the current 61 countries. That's as of January 2020. Districts are encouraged to hold at least one event per year with current education award winners and award alumni. And ZI will help communicate with those awardee alumni, and that's something we'll be working on. And then finally, Zonta International will support current and future leaders through Zonta professional development and mentoring tools tailored to individual club needs, which that sounds like a big task. Goal 3, financial resources. Financial contributions are needed to fulfill Zonta's mission. Achieving the following 3 goals ensures our impact continues also while providing opportunities to expand our influence. For most of Zonta's history, the financial giving has been directed towards meeting the biennial fundraising goals to support programs and projects. Since 1988, Zonta's endowment funds have been established for the sustainability and growth of Zonta's work towards women's equality. The visibility of Zonta International Foundation is important for reaching new internal and external donors. Contributions to both the biennial programs and projects and the endowment funds are essential for maintaining and growing our ability to make a difference in the lives of women and girls. So our goal is to have the Zonta International Foundation meet or exceed the biennial fundraising goals. We're looking long-term to raising $10 million for the endowment fund. And Zonta International is going to expand the visibility and awareness of Zonta's global charitable efforts by doing business as Zonta Foundation for Women. The legal name will remain Zonta International Foundation. However, there will be a second legal filing that will allow us to also operate under the name of Zonta Foundation for Women. And here are our fundraising goals for the biennium, which is done through the foundation. Amelia Earhart Fellowship, $700,000. The Jane M. Klausman Business Scholarship and Young Women in Public Affairs have current funding available, so they're not asking for anything additional for those funds. International projects, $4 million, which is, I believe, $1 million less than what we raised in the last biennium. And the Rose Fund, $100,000. Our international projects. First one is, this is new adolescent girls' health and protection in Peru. The goal is to improve the capacity of services to respond to the health needs of adolescents, especially girls, in a timely manner and prevent violence in schools in 2 regions, which I can't pronounce, I apologize. And the fundraising goal for that is $1 million to UNICEF USA. The second program is delivering survivor-centered response in Papua New Guinea and Timor-Leste. The fundraising goal is $1 million to UNFPA. All women and girls in Papua New Guinea and Timor-Leste live free from violence. Women and girls who experience violence use quality essential services for long-term recovery from violence in Papua New Guinea and Timor-Leste. We're continuing Let Us Learn Madagascar. Our fundraising goal for that is $500,000. And the goal is to address education and gender inequity in Madagascar through approaches targeted toward adolescent girls. Ending child marriage is our long-term project, and $1.5 million is asked to be raised to UNFPA and UNICEF via UNICEF USA. And our goals are to elevate the voice and agency of adolescent girls by empowering marginalized adolescent girls through life skills and knowledge building, promoting gender equality in girls, families, and communities, to increase resources and opportunities for adolescent girls and their families by strengthening education, health, and child protection systems, addressing the way poverty drives the practice of child marriage, and finally, to enhance legal and political action to prevent child marriage and to support married, divorced, or widowed adolescent girls by helping governments strengthen their plans to end child marriage and building the capacity of governments to make data-driven decisions and implement evidence-driven programs. So, upcoming for District 8, our district conference will be in Pocatello, Idaho, October 16th and 17th, 2021. And we will have area workshops yet to be determined how they'll be delivered. In the spring of 2021, we'll also have area workshops in the spring of 2022. And hopefully we'll have a convention in 2022 as well. And I'll just close with a couple of quotes. This one I thought was pertinent to our times. May your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears. It's time to be hopeful and not be paralyzed by fear. We are all in this together, and I hope that everyone is well and staying well and doing well. And I love this quote. I think it's very appropriate for Zonta. We should always have 3 friends in our lives. One who walks ahead, who we look up to and follow. One who walks beside us, who is with us every step of our journey. Sorry. And then one who we reach back for and bring along after we've cleared the way. You know, and I so appreciate my friends in Zonta. It's a fantastic organization with fantastic members, and we should share and rejoice and shout it out to the world because it's who we are. We empower women. And finally, if you want to improve the organization, you have to improve yourself, and the organization gets pulled up with you. So thank you so much for being a part of Zonta. I look forward to a time when we can all be together again and moving forward into the next 100 years. Let's stand together for women and share our good works. And if there are any questions, I would entertain questions.
Anyone have questions? You can unmute yourself and ask a question, or you can put it in the chat.
Cheryl put a question in the chat.
That's true. Maggie, there is a question in chat. You probably have the answer to this. Cheryl Lorenzo asked, can we get email with info on the proposed projects for the next biennium?
Yes, I took that information from the club president mailing. And so your club president does have this information. I'm happy to share the PowerPoint with everyone. I can figure out how to get that out to people. Maybe I could have, I think, Tim, could we post this on the website?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll find a good place for it.
All right, great. Anything else? Thank you all, everybody. I really appreciate it.